The best musicians have a way of making people feel moved. A gift Kresten Wolff was known for as a composer for the Colorado Ballet.
He was out of this world. I have never met somebody like him.
Alicia Wolff saw every side of Kresten's musical genius, from the professional work to the jam sessions at home with their 2 kids.
They would sit on the couch and play guitar, and he would give, one kid a mandolin and the other kid the ukulele, and they would just sit on the couch for, whenever they had an extra minute. He was able to listen to a song one time, and he could just play as if it was something he'd listened to his whole life.
But on February 5th, that life came to a sudden end after Arvada Police say a man who had been drinking ran a red light, crashing into Kresten and his 2 kids.
That was the worst day of my life. All I could think of is my husband okay? Is he in it? Are my kids okay? And it was there that the very kind police officer told me, "I'm sorry, but your husband is deceased. Your kids are on the way to Denver Health and in an ambulance."
The news brought the ballet and artistic director Gil Boggs to a standstill.
Kresten had a thing for papier-mâché cranes. And so we took a pause, and we literally, classes became students sitting, making papier-mâché cranes, and the goal was to make 1,000. Music is so important to dancers, and I think they learned from Kresten, how to listen to it.
Nearly 2 months later, music has returned to the studios, where Kresten's work was featured at a recent concert.
They were given, the option of using Kresten's music, and every choreographer chose a selection of his music and created to that. And fortunately, Alicia was here to see that as well.
The concert left Gil
emotional,
nearly speechless.
Spectacular, though. And the kids just, as they spoke about him, you could tell how much they just loved him and what he'd done.
In the people that he's left behind, and the music that he's left behind, 100% I would say that his symphony is still playing.
Now, both kids are back home recovering from those injuries. Alicia tells me physically both are doing okay. The driver that hit them remains in custody. He's facing charges including driving under the influence and vehicular homicide.
Clearly, Evan, when you say physically they're doing okay, that certainly leaves a lot that is still needing to be processed.
It does. They're obviously having a tough time coming to grips with what happened, and she's dealing with this and trying to explain that to them at the same time.
Try to mom and grieve yourself. But what a gifted artist, and thank you for sharing that. So many times you have these tough stories, and we just need to remember the person and what they left us.
Yeah, absolutely. And she said that's what's important here, is that musical legacy continues to live on.
And it
the
does.
Danish community, because he is very supportive, right? He has relatives in Denmark.
He's from there originally, and our reporting from February, when this initially happened, made its way across the pond. A fundraiser they put together over there has raised over $180,000 for this family. So lots of great community support there.
They need it.
You bet.
Thank you, Evan.
Sure.